guys, what's going on? It is Firesbro Gaming here, and today I'm doing a follow-up video to my Roblox for Android beta demo video. Wow, that's a mouthful. But anyway guys, I'd like to kick this video off by saying that all footage is being recorded on a Nexus 5 running Android 5.0 Lollipop, brand new. The device is rooted, however that shouldn't make a difference to any of the things I'm going to be talking about or showing to you guys in the video. So basically, I'm just going to be going over design aspects, the bugs that were fixed, generally talking about the finalized version of Roblox for Android. There will be a couple of comparisons with the iOS version, however, I was not able to actually capture any iOS footage because the iOS version for me was crashing and not correctly working. I would try to load the game and it wouldn't load, and when I cancel the loading process, the app would just crash. I'm not sure what the problem is. Hopefully it'll be fixed soon. I'm running it on an iPad Air 2, and that actually rhymed, guys, but yeah, so only Android footage, but that's the main point of this video anyway, so yeah, not a big deal. Anyway guys, the first thing I'm going to talk about is, as far as design goes, the iOS application is still superior in many ways. It just looks better, it's got more of a finalized look, much more of a sleeker design, whereas the Android version kind of feels bloated and outdated and just not up to standards in my opinion. It really should be a lot better than what it is right now. However, it has been improved since the beta. Text properly fits in its labels, which is a good thing because that looked absolutely horrible in the beta. So that's a good thing that's been improved. Okay, so there's not much else to say about the design aspect of Roblox for Android, so let's move on to a different topic. There have been some bug improvements with the finalized version of Roblox for Android. However, even in the beta, I wasn't experiencing too many bugs. I mean, I had the odd crash every now and again, but other than that, I really had no other problems. So having these bug fixes that they did implement into the final version just made the app even more stable and better than it already was. So as far as bugs go, there have been some improvements, and I can definitely say that it's better than it was in the beta. So bugs, all good, thumbs up. I can also safely say that the application runs perfectly on my Nexus 5, even while recording and playing in large games. Now, during this, I was playing in a game with about, I don't know, 8 or 10 odd people, I would say, and even while recording, the game still managed to play quite smoothly, only with the occasional lag spike every so often. Other than that, the game was completely smooth and ran perfectly on the Nexus 5, so I can definitely say that it works good on the Nexus 5. A lot of people had been talking to me about how they were having issues on their devices, but don't worry, if you're one of those people, wait till the end. There is a Q&A. I will answer all those questions at the end of the video, so make sure to stay tuned. Okay, something different about the Android version and the iOS version is, surprisingly, the Android version seems to be more stable than the iOS version. Now, it might just be something to do with me personally or my device that I'm using it on, but the iOS version seems to be crashing a lot more often than the Android version. And again, I'm running Roblox for iOS on an iPad Air 2, and I'm running the Android version on a Nexus 5. Now, on the Nexus, there are still small noticeable glitches and bugs, which don't really bother me as much as the ones I'm finding on iOS, which consist of the game's not loading correctly, or every time I try to cancel the loading process, the application will just crash, which has been happening a lot recently, especially while trying to retrieve footage for this video, guys. So there still are some noticeable bugs with both versions. However, the Android version seems to be a lot more stable than the iOS version. And coming back to bugs and stability issues, I do have to give the Roblox team credit, considering this is their first shot at developing for mobile operating systems, so they don't have any of the experience or knowledge that many other companies who've been developing for these platforms for years and years and years have themselves. So obviously they're not going to be perfect. The applications will not be perfect because Roblox team isn't experienced with this platform. So, you know, you have to give them credit for that. As for any other points, though, I'd just like to say that the Android version has been running very well for me right now. The games, surprisingly, don't chew up too much of your data, and playing them on the go can really be a good experience, especially when using a 4G connection, so you can have minimal lag and the game will run smoothly, and it's just in general a very awesome experience, guys. So I can say the Android version is turning out to be very, very good. Sadly, I can't say the same for the iPad version of Roblox. Hopefully they'll be fixing those bugs soon, and we'll be seeing a more stable iOS version. So, how much has Roblox for Android improved since the beta? Well, not a whole lot, but at the same time, a fair bit. Now, what I mean by that is there have been some small issues which were fixed and not many big ones. So small issues include text not fitting into their labels properly. GUIs or GUIs, GUIs, however you prefer to say the name of them, not fitting on the screen properly. Those were two noticeable issues which I had with the beta version. Well, those have all been fixed now, and though they weren't big issues, it is certainly nice to have them fixed. So, as I said, there weren't any big issues which were fixed. Just think of it as the finalized version of the beta. So, a sleeker, cleaner version of the beta. So, in general, it's pretty decent. Okay guys, now, I know some of you will be watching to the end just for the Q&A, so here we go. I'm just going to be reading out a couple of questions from the beta demo of problems people have been having with their devices, phones, tablets, whatever. So, I'm going to be giving you guys my best answers, so yeah. Okay, first question comes from Emmanuel Jaramillo. Okay, I'm sorry if I totally screwed up your name there, but anyway. He says, I have Android 2.1.2, but when I play a game from this app, it just shows a black screen. I need help, please. Well, this may have just been an issue with the beta. However, I'm kind of leaning towards the fact that you are running on Android 2.1.2. Now, because you're running Android 2.1.2, that insinuates that you're using a fairly older Android device. Now, what I suggest is either using it on a newer Android device if you have one, or possibly upgrading if you can, because I do not suggest running Roblox for Android on any device that's maybe from mid-2012 and downwards, because older versions of Android don't really work well with apps designed for newer versions of Android, if you can kind of understand what I'm saying. And it kind of works the same with newer phones and older phones. Older phones obviously aren't going to be able to run things as well, or if at all, because they don't have newer hardware and things like that. So hopefully I've answered your question with that. Okay, next question comes from Jason Chin. He says, how did you have a fast running Roblox on Android? Mine is slow and flashing blue and white background. Okay, so the Nexus 5, which is my phone that I've been running it on, is a somewhat powerful phone, or at least I like to think it is, because it's got pretty decent hardware, okay? It's from 2013, it's a very new kind of phone. Well, not very new, it's actually outdated at this point, but at the time, it was a very new phone. It just has updated hardware, and it's got, in general, pretty beastly specs, that I would say. So that's how it's running fast for me. Yours is running slow and flashing blue and white background. It may be an issue with your operating system, or it may be an issue with your phone, I would say. So if that's happening, I'm not sure if that's a problem that was only occurring with the beta, or if it's been fixed, or if it's just, you know, the previous two issues that I just mentioned. But I don't know. I'm honestly not sure what I can do about that. Maybe upgrade your phone, upgrade your operating system if there's an update available. Or just try downloading the finalized version. Maybe that'll fix it if you're still running the beta. Next question comes from Nook Games 123, and he says, it says Roblox has closed even though I cleared all my apps. Again, this may be an issue with your phone or operating system. I'm not sure what else I can say about that, but it may have also been an issue with the beta. So again, try downloading a newer version of your operating system, or getting the finalized version of Roblox for Android. And the last question I'm going to answer comes from Liam Wallage, and he says, mine can't play it. It says Waradura device. I'm not sure if that's a typo or something, but anyway, something device may not play time games smoothly, and the game does not pop up. Okay, if I read your question correctly, your games are not opening correctly, and it's giving you an error message that says games may not play smoothly. This is almost certainly because you're running on an older phone with outdated hardware. There's really no other way you can fix this except for using a newer device, if you have maybe a tablet or something else of that kind, or a newer phone, or buying a whole new phone entirely. So I'm sorry, but there's no other way you can fix that. Okay, hopefully I answered some of your guys' questions that you had, and hopefully I provided some good entertainment for you guys to watch. So I'm not sure if there's anything else to say right now, guys, except I recommend Roblox for Android and iOS. It's a very decent application and runs fairly smoothly and fairly well. And yeah, so that's about it. Don't forget to like this video if you did like it, and subscribe to my channel for more videos just like this. So thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.